Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 31 of Let's Play SpellForce 3. In the last part, we just got ourselves a Leafshade with our company of myself, Taha, Yira, Rohan, our new guy, and Iskrim, our old lovable dwarf. So let us get straight into the Leafshade. Now, well, that's a dead deer, obviously. Deer has been completely ripped apart. Strangely, though, none of its meat has been eaten. Huh. And I'm continuing the way of that happening. Well, I've continued the way where that happened.
Got it.
Ooh, supplies, I think. Well, what are you? Fishing equipment. Elven, judging by the craftsmanship, the fisher must have left in a hurry. Oh, pumas. I'm pretty sure these are... Wow, I like the characters we've got. They've got good spells. And just felines, apparently. No, it was a panther. Damn it. Panther and pumas are very similar, so well, actually, no. Pumas have a very a very typical roar, I guess. Yeah, that was my bad for calling that a puma when it was obviously a panther.
That way?
Yeah, we're gonna just skirt around the map as we do, try and do a little bit of reconnaissance. I don't actually remember his spell, so he's got element imbuing. So again, his eyes and fire. He's got chain lightning, and he's got fire nova, and all of them are level 2 because I was able to level them up. So you want F and F there, and then V.
Give me a moment to focus.
So chain lightning takes up a little bit too much magic to imbue our weapons with straight away. So it's really, I very much need to start growing his focus so I can do both at the same time. Go to that one, and then we'll go to this chest. Thank you. I mean, fuck me. It wasn't that hard to get there, was it?
Got it.
So this looks like this is the main entrance to Leafshade, so, or at very least a fairly shittily protected part of our entrance.
Sure.
But we'll go it anyway. I mean, there was nowhere north to go, so entering Leafshade seemed to be the only thing to do. Oh, well, it would seem that they're all afflicted. We'll imbue our weapon. Oh, God, that takes forever. Now, fuck that. Why would I waste time? I'm guessing imbuing our weapons needs to be done relatively quickly, or it's like relatively at the start of battle, or it's really not worth doing. But this doesn't look good, ladies and gentlemen. Leafshade does not seem to be in a very good position. So that's... I'm going to pull back because I'm bleeding. None of my guys have healing spells, so... Talisman of Vitality. I'm going to do that. There we go. I feel much better now.
Now would you look at that?
So what is wrong with Leafshade? An elven wind catcher, you've heard about these. The more here believe these catch Heron's essence from the wind. Interesting. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen, for the once, I'm actually just going to go straight to my target. After I've killed some more of these guys.
You read my mind.
But this seems to be very weird. Like, we're not encountering the normal, usual types of stuff. But... yeah, I don't know. I am very curious to see why Leafshade is as shit as it is.
More fighting. Does this never
That looks like a human as well. So, yeah, Rowan, can you not die, mate? I mean, we've given you fucking like one job. Can you not be shit?
Sure.
You're our fucking element guy. Because you have badass element spells. Like, I don't... When I think anyone looks at these characters, I don't think anyone's going to really look further than this, like their main tree.
Sounds like a plan. And
if they do, I'm very interested, because I wouldn't. Right,
sure.
Look, seems like we're not in the right place to where we're going, because it seems like there are still some places where more hit elves are okay. But at the same time, there's a lot of it seems like a lot of Leafshade has been overrun with... whatever has overrun it. These poisonous spider creatures that seem to be infecting the humans. Or the elves. And humans, because there were definitely some humans among them. So, very interesting to say that. Oh, that's some nice color right there. But yeah,
here goes nothing.
it's infecting the wildlife at a very strong, high rate. I should say. Well, we could say, and we would not be wrong in saying so. So yeah, this is very. Is it the Bloodburn? Is it the elven, like the elven version of the Bloodburn?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Because they said that they had their own problem with the Bloodburn. Oh fuck. Okay, that wasn't good.
Killed one of our heroes.
Wait, did they did? How? Like, okay. Apparently, I didn't select my group as one, so that's. I'll go heal him while I can. My undead will go stay over there. And then I'll die in a second. So, Rohan, you are not that good. We need a dedicated mage, I think. And I think Gira, instead of having Entangling Shot, because as much as I like the idea, I think I want her to be a healer instead, so she can act, because she's already at range, so she's already got like the best stat for a healer. She's not in combat to begin with. For fuck's sake, that was a fuck up there again. So I think it's definitely in my best interest to make her a healer as well. I don't think I've already given her. No, I'd have to give her 2 points into White Magic. So it may be a while until she's our designated healer. But I don't know. Depending on what other characters we get in the story, I'm probably going to keep these guys because we have two defense. Well, a defender, a magically gifted guy who's pretty weak. But I mean, if I can upgrade him a little bit more, give him some better armor and whatnot. Can I change his armor? I can. So. It's just that he hasn't got high enough constitution really to wear anything else. Sword wise, we have the lance instead of for him, but that makes no sense. He's much like we look gives him more damage, but this is just I think this is much more. He seems to be much more of a dexterous character, and as much as the lance takes more strength than dexterity, this is a much better dexterity weapon for him. That red hood? Yeah, you can have that red hood. Why not? Yeah, what I want is this helmet, and I also want this armor. But although my armor is technically better because it doubles my bleed out time. So yeah, we'll worry about that when we get to it. But it looks like I was actually going the right way first, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like I've gone off the beaten track now.
Get ready.
Yeah, so we'll just we'll accept that. Chain lightning, E, Q, and I was gonna say W as well, but there isn't an archer. We've already got the archer. So Rohan definitely is very like I'm very much still learning how to use him, but I would say he's very much a very simple character to learn. He can hit. You have to just wait till the enemy's in the right place for his abilities.
Got it.
Other than that, he's a very simple character to learn or like to use. Yeah, we're just gonna rob this guy because a Fang of the Great Arachnid. That's considered a quest item, so there must be a quest we can pick up for that. So let's continue exploring for now. I don't know why Rohan's health's going. You know, let's just stand and let him heal for a minute. I kind of want to use Dragon Vanquisher again, but. I mean, I've got the Lacerating Sword now, so I've got a Legendary instead of a... sorry, an Epic instead of a Rare. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. So let's have a look at this. Letter from Morhir. Dear Mother, blood reach you. No, just a shitty normal. It's not anything important. I'm not going to worry about them. Now... I probably need to go down the leadership stuff. I also need to get further down here so I can get some better abilities. Like Death Blow, Raise, which is just going to be useful for when we're actually attacking buildings and whatnot. Aha! The actual Morhir. The Morhir that aren't going to stab me to death.
That's the way?
Lovely.
That way. Alright.
So it seems like I actually was... I did actually skirt around the majority of where I was meant to be. Which is upsetting. Or I'm just really not sure where I'm meant to be going. Yeah, it seems like I went the long way around because I found the entrance. So yeah, very much went the long way around.
Is this the village?
Should be. And don't ask me why there's no one guarding the entrance.
Let's take a look around.
I don't know who this is, but we're going to talk to him.
Another human. Well, isn't that great?
We're just...
No, say no more. I know why you're here. Looking for some nice elven kin to enhance your bloodline, aren't you?
What?
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, why don't you join your fellow crossbreeders in the Wolfgar lands? There you can copulate all you want. Now sod off.
Wow, that was fucking rude. I'm going to go buy from your merchant anyway.
Looking for potions and scrolls?
Holy shit, they have eagle. That's a good bow. That's a better bow than she's got. It just doesn't deal additional damage. That's the problem. Her bow is technically better because it deals the additional damage type. It's not a one-handed. They have no extra one-handed weapons that are of good quality. Elven longsword is but worse than the normal longsword because it's more dexterous. It's not more dexterous, it seems to be, it's just not my type, I would say. So, how will he do if an elven he can't equip it? So let's just fuck off then. We'll go see who we need to go see.
Can't believe we're still having this discussion. Tell me, Arlen, where was Ellen in all those years when our people were on the run? Just face it, she never helped us. None of the Guardians did.
Well, maybe they would have if it weren't for heretics like you. We are Ellen's children, all of us.
We are the children of our mothers and our fathers, for heck's sake. If you are so pious, then why did you leave Finn and Mir in the first place? What we need is rationality and reason, not praying to the gods that have left us.
Heresy, Varden. This is heresy. Watch your tongue, boy. I was already a scryer when you were still sucking on your mother's teat.
That's your argument?
Yes. I'm tired of seeing you spit on our traditions, spit on everything that has made our culture into what it once was. Just look at where we stand, Varden. We're refugees in a makeshift town in a bloody rainforest. And we're dying for heck's sake. We're pathetic. But instead of facing the truth, we've turned our backs on the only one who still cares for us, Ellen.
Salangar, a pure blood. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
Not what I'd call myself. I haven't been in Finn and Mir for 8 years.
Is that so? Well, who am I to judge? Who let you in?
There weren't any guards.
What? Great. Just great. This is getting better and better. But please, forgive my manners. I'm Varden Merilith, second scryer of Lathwain. Who are you? And what do you want? Are you with the soldiers?
Soldiers?
The army folk. But if you have to ask, I suppose you're on your own. Tell me then, what brings you here?
That's a long story.
So you're the corporal from Lianon? Well, that's a surprise. I know the story, and once more I would like to apologize for what Scryer Elion did. She should not have opened fire. And also, I would like to express my admiration for your courage. I know you refused to carry out the order your general gave you.
How?
A scout observed the conversation you had with that man. Either way, your story sounds bizarre, but I don't think you are lying. And after the events in Lianon, it's only fair if we help you now, to make up for it. Not to mention the fact that the Bloodburn needs to be stopped.
So you'll provide us with troops?
It's not that simple. I have to bring up the matter before the other scryers, and they all have to agree. But not now. We currently have our own sack of problems to deal with.
Are you the leader of this place?
One of them, yes. I'm the second scryer, and the Moorhere Council is made up of 6 scryers in total. 7, actually, but our eldest passed away recently. Which complicates the decision-making, as you can imagine.
What problems do you have?
The short version? Leafshade has been struck by the Bloodburn. Elves and animals are affected, and for some reason it has a different effect on us than it has on your race. It corrupts us.
Corrupts?
drives us mad. And if that weren't enough, the Council can't decide on a course of action. Pathetic, isn't it? People are dying, but all we do is bicker.
Where do you and Finrior disagree?
Oh, that's simple. Finrior claims that the corruption has nothing to do with the Bloodburn, but is a curse of the Guardians. Of Ellen, to be precise.
The Guardians aren't children throwing tantrums.
Yes. And in these days, I doubt they could even if they wanted to. The Guardians are gone. This is a fact we have to deal with.
So where do you think this corruption comes from?
As I said, I think it's just how we elves react to the Bloodburn.
How many of you are affected?
Not as many as in your kind. 1 in 10, maybe. And for some reason, the infection only spreads outside the city borders.
As I said, I'm trying to find a cure for the Bloodburn. Maybe I might be able to help.
You want this alliance to happen as quick as possible, don't you? Well, yes, maybe your knowledge about the Bloodburn could indeed help us. Give me a moment to think this through, will you? There are some things I need to consider.
All right.
What? Who are you? Who let you in?
The gate was unguarded.
Really? Next thing you know, this place is being overrun by undead because the guards have all gathered to hear us bicker. You're from Gravefell, aren't you? I recognize that accent. I'm Arlen Finrior, first scryer of this settlement. What do you want?
I'm looking for allies, but let me start from the beginning.
Ah, so you're Isamo Taha's child. Well, you're lucky, I believe, that the Guardians have given us all a free will. I can see that you're nothing like your father, and it's true that the Bloodburn has to be ended. I can agree with those crazy cultists on that much.
So you're going to help us?
I would if I could, but as you may have gathered by now, we have our own battle to fight here. Ellen has cursed us.
Who is the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
A misguided fool. And sadly one with a very influential father, who made him the second scry of this township.
Does this town have a name?
It does. Lathwain, which roughly translates as respite.
Respite? Sounds kind of temporary.
Well, it is. I don't know how familiar you are with our history, but after the Finnenmere exiled us, we were promised lands by the Queen. Then the Mage Wars came, and understandably, our promised home wasn't of importance anymore.
That incident in Leonon won't make the Lord Marshal more sympathetic to your cause. You broke the White Mist Treaty.
Yes, and it was a horrible mistake. But the people were scared, particularly because Merilith did an excellent job at instilling fear and telling them that our little problem could be fixed by sending a group of scholars into Northander territory. And what good did it do? Nothing. You'd think that this failure would have shown the Moria how incapable Merilith is as a leader, but sadly, it didn't.
This looks like a nice enough place, though.
Well, save for the undead roaming through the forests and attacking us each night, yes.
I see. So Leafshade is only a stopover?
Yes. We will find our true home someday. I'm sure of that.
Ellen has cursed you?
Yes. Our lands are withering, and every 1 in 10 elves loses his mind. Their eyes turn black. They salivate like animals and attack everything in sight.
And you think Ellen has inflicted this curse upon you?
I know. You see, since we Moria left Finnenmere, more and more of our people have fallen away from our faith. Some even blame the Guardians for our exile. Briefly put, we were cast out of the Finnenmere Empire after we expressed doubts about the Elven Council.
Yes, I know the story.
As you can imagine, the years we spent on the road searching for a new home were strenuous. And as a result of that, more and more of our people lost faith in the Guardians, which is ironic, since our faith was one of the reasons we were cast out in the first place.
Well, you can't deny that the Guardians have become weaker.
That is true. But have you ever wondered why?
I guess you have?
Yes, indeed. They have withdrawn from this world because people have stopped believing. It has always been our belief, our unwavering faith, that had made them strong. Without it, there simply is no reason for them to care anymore.
You're assuming the Guardians behave like little children. Take away their sweets and they run off crying or start throwing tantrums.
It's not that simple. But I doubt this is the right time for a theological discussion.
Probably not.
And what does all this have to do with the corruption?
Isn't it obvious? It's Ellen's punishment for us turning our backs on her.
You mean...
Yes. Ellen has protected our kind for millennia. And now, we have betrayed her. This is her punishment.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the next part we'll continue this conversation, so I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys then.